fascism. Look at this, man. This is fascism. They're waiting for the coach.
Look at this.
Look at this. This is fascism.
This is England. This is England.
Look at this. Look at this.
Tell them we were turning back.
What we're trying to do is have previous.
Hey, Hillingdon Station. Can we not get into there and to pod?
This is unbelievable, man.
Look. Fuck off.
Shut up! Oi, can we please sit down? No intimidation, please.
Police, I'll come and speak to you in a minute.
Yeah, but just please keep it calm.
So they've been pulled over by Swallow Pub.
Tell them we were turning back until they followed us. They pushed us in.
This is harassment. This is bullying.
Harassment.
Shut up!
It's an absolute disgrace.
You think they're going to be nice?
Keep quiet. Get you in trouble speaking.
Terrible, isn't it?
I know, but let's not antagonise the situation.
I think they've already done that. You won't let them take it. If you do, don't food.
This is 2020.
1984.
All they're doing is delays.
Yeah.
Well, we're turning back anyway, aren't we? I mean, that is
Take your
ridiculous.
mask down so we can see your face so that we've got it for history.
Look at the reflection of the window and people outside the glass.
So they're filming us.
So we've just been pulled over by the kidnappers. And there's about 15 of them in a line waiting for us to get off the coach.
And if we were to give them evidence, they probably
He's
wouldn't take
he's
it.
obstructing us from getting off the coach. And
If we were to give you as evidence, would you accept it? You won't, will you?
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Chief Inspector Gilbert from the Metropolitan Police.
Hi
I'm
there.
here because I believe you breached the COVID legislation, and I'm here to ask you all to go home and not to continue to breach the legislation under Section 5 by being out of your house for lawful purpose.
and you're breaking human rights laws.
So I am going to...
Is this England we're in?
We will get your details.
Guys, please.
And can I ask, is anyone in charge so I don't have to try and speak to every single person?
Nobody's obliged to answer anything, officer.
Sorry?
Nobody's obliged to answer anything.
Right, okay.
Or are they?
I'm asking, is there anyone in charge? Otherwise...
God's in charge.
Okay.
Are you acting under your oath today, officer?
Can I ask you to go anywhere? Okay, to stay here. Can I ask you to turn off your
Officers, you really need to learn what's going on. This is your families.
Is this part of your family or anything like that? Or just because
Do you care about your kids and grandkids? I'm talking to you as a human being here. Do you not care about your children?
Keep this because I'm going to show them evidence and they won't take it. I'm going to show them evidence.
Okay, everyone, I've spoken to the coach driver. He is prepared, and I'm happy that he's going to turn his coach around and go back to where you came.
Yeah.
Right?
Does that train station go to London?
And no one will be going to that train station. You'll be going back on the way you came. So that's the way you'll be going there. And I will take all of your details in a minute.
I would like to show you this.
All right? So in a minute,
Officer, can I show you
sit on the
something?
coach.
Can I show you something? Why don't you...
Police officers will come and
This is
talk to you all.
harassment. We've already had
This is
it
on
at the
the
service
government
station. They've already
website,
tried
the
it at the
Fourth
service
Industrial
station. What
Revolution
crime has
in
anybody done?
West by Martin Hancock.
As I've said, if you want me to speak, I'll speak, but I can't speak over everyone.
That we keep asking you to take evidence.
Does this work?
Plain sight.
Does this work?
That's in plain sight on the government website to show you what's going on, and you keep ignoring us. We keep trying to report stuff, please, and you don't listen.
No, not at the moment. Let me finish. For those at the back who can't hear me, I believe you breached the COVID legislation under
What about
Section
these
5
guys?
by coming out of your home address for an unlawful purpose. Therefore, I am going to get all your details, and I'm going to warn you, and I'm going to ask you nicely to go home. I appreciate what you're doing, and I understand what's going on. However, the legislation which I work to is as follows. So therefore, is there a leader here who I can speak to so I don't have to speak to everyone? Otherwise, we will deal.
Running this show.
All right, okay. So the plan is And I'm just going to spell it out to you so it's quite simple, so you don't say I didn't tell you earlier. We are going to take your details and ask you to leave. For those who haven't, bearing in mind you breached Section 5 now, then you'll be arrested. I am hoping we can deal with this civilly, and I can see some of you amongst you here are, and I'm hoping we can just get you back home. That is the plan. All right, okay. Right, okay, so that's it. And so the police officers will be coming on. If you want to go home, I'm hoping that will be in everyone's interest.
Is that what this country has come to?
That's it. Okay. Right, thank you very much. I will try and answer some of your questions, but it's impossible in this scenario. I can't anymore in this place. And that's why. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, sorry ma'am, I don't have time to read that. Can you speak to them, okay?
Right guys, can we have one person please, at a time? Wait! One person at a time.
And we keep trying to get you to take it, you don't take it. What is wrong with you? She's coming here all the time.
Coronavirus Act wasn't criminalised.
We are showing you evidence and none of you take it. What you do not
I refuse to pay my taxes from now on. We pay your wages.
Necessitates on an
You go
elderly,
online now
check
on the
the
government
COVID
website.
bill, check what's happening, cancer committing.
You're harassing us.
The hospitals
right
are
off.
empty. Guys, the hospitals are empty. Guys,
I'd be ashamed if I was you.
Sorry, and we're actually
I know they don't
fighting
give a
for
shit.
news every time we
It's a
come
disgrace.
here.
This is
Police officer.
England.
With the evidence we have, the evidence What is wrong with you?
Okay.
Surely you are getting lost.
You are in England. We are English citizens.
This is not Germany, man.
Don't want to live anymore.
I can't listen to the shouting anymore.
You will not stop us from going to London. We will get there one way or the other. If not, we will bring our protest here.
Listen, my children want to die because of this shit. Listen, we are constantly, we treat you, we
The virus has a 99.6% coverage rate.
Right,
We
okay.
treat you, we show you evidence of the new,
Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a
You are
hug.
causing alarm and
Right,
distress on this
Doctors are writing COVID on death certificates.
Just say something.
They took the figures off Wikipedia.
Okay, please, may I take over? May I talk? May I talk to this officer? Officer, of course. Could you just inform where the crime is being committed?
Thank you.
Thank you. Under the legislation, you leaving your address for no lawful purpose.
Wait! Hang on! I am talking! He said one! It's my turn now! One person at a time! One person at a
I'm going
time!
to try and finish the answer.
Could somebody give me his badge number, please?
He's answering what the crime is! Remember, keep this in mind!
Just
What is the crime?
Everyone listens.
No,
Very
listen!
important.
Listen, it's very important that you
Don't be
listen!
ashamed.
That you listen to me!
You should all be ashamed. Listen to what?
You've got to listen to me!
Tell me when you're ready.
We're talking!
All right, okay, you ready? So under the Health and Protection Act 2020, Section 5, you being outside of your house for an unlawful purpose, the purpose here, which I deem as unlawful, under the Act, 2 or more people being outside for no lawful reason, i.e. shopping, therefore,
How do you know what purpose?
So shopping's more important than taking our freedoms back. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking
Give him
Christ.
enough rope and he hang himself!
therefore, I
Jesus
am warning you now, and I will take your details that you are breaching the Act. You are all now obliged to give us your details. And therefore, and if you don't, that is fine. I will deal with that differently.
That would be illegal.
Officer, can I ask you something?
Right, okay. I hope that's answered the question.
Right.
The reason
Point of order.
The reason that hasn't answered the question is that it is legislation and not law, and the law is peaceful assembly is the law. You shall not inhibit peaceful assembly. This man is breaking the law.
Yeah. And his colleagues.
And it is only his point of view that we are come here for unlawful purposes.
Exactly.
What is unlawful about protecting the rights of our children's children from being raised by paedophiles from their schools, from when they're in kindergarten, to serve paedophiles? What is unlawful about us protecting? Nothing. And we are within the law.
Of course we're in the law.
We're within the law for peaceful assembly. Now, explain why our peaceful assembly is unlawful? Where have I harmed somebody? Where have I harmed some property?
Thank you for that. So, I appreciate your peacefully assembly, and normally we would try and encourage that. However, I am working within the realms of the law, and the law says 2 or more people cannot gather.
It's not the law.
Now, I'm not going to get
That is your opinion of the law. That is not the law.
All right.
in the House of Commons, my love.
So
Look on the government
before I
website.
get into the legislative debate,
There will be.
So why are you
that is not my job, ma'am.
Why are you ignoring it?
My job is to enforce it.
Your job
You're
is to
saying
protect
to
us.
protect
So-
people.
And it's also to protect the other
in this
people.
country who we respect you. We respect you. You need to respect us.
Okay, so my job is broader than just to protect yourselves, protect everyone.
Yeah.
Now, in a minute, the officers will come on board, we will get details, and then I'm hoping we can send you back to your home address.
Will you let us report a crime?
That is the plan. So that is the plan.
I will say
You
this
let
here,
us
I will
report a
repeat that.
crime. You
sorry.
need to be taking this. You need to be taking it from us. It's in plain sight what's happening. It's on the government website. It's in plain sight.
Right,
It
okay.
says it's legal.
Right, I'm just telling you the action that's going to come forward, so it's no surprise to you, sir. That's what's going to happen, and in a minute I'm going to stop talking because I
This
think
is harassment and harm and distress.
we've reached the point that we can't go. Now, is there anything further, sir, before we move on?
Yes, can we move on?
Okay, the officer has again not answered how we have committed a crime.
Harassment.
Crime has been given.
He's mentioned Article 20.
Harassment. This is
And
bullying.
also,
Bullying and harassment.
may I point out that in 1930s Germany, if I was to say to this man, in 4 years' time, you are going to lose the war. In 4 years' time, there will be a new parliament. In 4 years' time, you may be looking for new jobs, all of you officers. Are you filming these officers? You will not.
I refuse to pay my taxes from this moment on because of your actions.
In 4 years' time.
Your actions, you are causing this.
Does anybody know the police oath by heart?
They know
Do you
it.
know it? Do you know it, madam? Could you come to the microphone and read it out for us?
You need to be taking evidence to us.
And we can't even
No, you're having your oath read to you.
Thank you very much, but I'm going to move on now because we have to work.
I
don't want to expose myself to this danger with all of you on this coach.
But you know Officer, you know the hospital.
I'm going to be outside and I will take questions.
Are we free to go? Are we free to go?
After you've given your details.
That's not lawful. That's not lawful. That's not
Are we
lawful.
obliged to give you our details, officer?
I'm like, how many times? You know, we tweet these evidence and you don't even entertain
Okay,
it.
I'm saying this into the police camera so you can all watch it at the station later. And you can listen, officer, because if you want to commit a crime, you are not
need a senior
going
officer
to deny that you haven't been read your rights.
Well, we need someone
I have a
senior
right
to you
to a
because
fair
you're acting.
I have a right to a fair trial.
Drive on, driver.
What does this mean? We are always innocent until proven guilty.
Can't assume a crime is
If we're
happening.
accused of a crime, we have the right to hear the evidence against us in a court, in public, before an unbiased judge, and in a reasonable amount of time. Everyone also has the right to be helped by a lawyer, and if we can't afford it, the states will sometimes have to pay. Now I'm telling you, there are many of you that are good men amongst us, and you know that what you're doing is wrong. But unfortunately, the madness you find yourself wrapped up in with Mad Hackbog
You have to go along with it or you'll lose your livelihoods and will not be able to provide for your young. Hang on, JC, I'm in the middle throw.
I don't care.
Anyway.
They don't give a shit.
Some of them do.
No, they don't.
Some of them do.
Bullshit.
Some of them do. And now I'm moving on to the others that you want me to address. There are others of you that are absolutely loving this.
Can I have a say?
And you're really enjoying pushing people
If he
around.
lets us turn around and go now,
And then there are others of you who are undecided.
I think we would like that, yeah.
If they just let us go now, we'll cause problem later on.
Don't give them the power of satisfaction, turn the bus in.
CJ, they're
Sorry, can I ask you to sit down?
No,
we're coming off the coach.
No.
Boys, have you got to stop us from coming off the coach?
Sorry, I need to.
You cannot stop us from leaving this coach. That is, they're kidnapping us. That's disgraceful. We won't let them on then. Ladies and gentlemen, they're not coming on. I need to come off. I need to get some air. I'm suffocating. I'm suffocating. I need to suffocate. Can you move down? You're causing me alarm and distress right now. You are causing me alarm and distress. Move down and take a seat. You should be ashamed. You just move down and take a seat.
No, because
we are not under yours.
Why are you assaulting me? Why are you assaulting me? Move back. Why are you assaulting me?
Hey, relax, because he's going to arrest you.
Get out.
Habeas corpus.
No, this film, you are not. Get this film. You are not.
No.
Stop assaulting him. You're stopping him to the crime.
Push against me.
We are asking to get out of the
Assault. It's assault. Absolute. It's assault. It's assault.
PCSO. You are a PCSO. You are not authorized to arrest. PCSO.
This is bullying. This is harassment.
PCSO. Not authorized for arrest. Constable. Authorized for arrest. PCSO. Not authorized.
This is kidnapping. This is bullying. This is intimidation. This is harassment.
Why don't you take it?
99.6% recovery rate. You should be ashamed of
Are you
yourself.
ashamed of yourselves? You should be ashamed of yourselves. Remove your mask and show your faces so this can be broadcast. So people can see what is going on in this country.
This is kidnap. This is harassment. This is bullying. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. Fucking disgrace. You fucking disgrace.
Apologies. Oh, yes, you are. You're PCSO. PCSO.
None of us are.
Well,
You're bullies, though. You're definitely bullies.
Man, you have no idea where that's
Do you think this will stop us? It will not.
that's the worrying thing.
That's the
This will just make us more determined.
I'm having an anxiety attack. Are you denying my right to get up and do? I'm having an anxiety
This is
attack.
bullying and harassment. Unbelievable.
My law book. Excuse me, are you a police officer? Can I get off?
So, on our elderly, there's do not resuscitate orders on our elderly. Age 40 on the COVID bill. Protect the elderly.
This is bullying. This is absolute bullying. It is.
On our elderly.
Look at them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 police officers.
You think it's okay on these young people hanging themselves? You think that's okay? On these young people taking their own lives? You think forced vaccinations from a man who wants to depopulate the world is okay? Do you think that's okay? Forced vaccinations? Why would you need a vaccination when the hospitals are empty? In the Bible it's called the mark of the beast.
Absolute scum.
We have old people we do not resuscitate. Age 40, disabled people. Check the COVID bill.
What's your name? Come on, shoulder. Is that what you say to the judge?
Check the
Is that what you say to the judge?
You got my number, it's on my shoulder.
Yeah, but is that what you say to the judge when they ask you in court? Is it on my shoulder? Yeah. So you
Why
don't show
don't
us the
you
same
take
respect
the government documents for us to write
Why do you think we're any different? I respect you. I respect the police. I've respected the police all my life.
Are you hearing the words coming out of this bloke's mouth? Unbelievable.
You standing there is my assumption that you are disrespecting me.
Officer, I'm asking you to take evidence from me and you're refusing. I'm asking you to take the document, the fourth industrial revolution, and you're refusing to take it. We tweet the Met Police, we tweet them these government documents.
It's bullying. It's absolute harassment.
No, get off the pitch. You don't have anyone to stop.
Have you ever wondered what Nancy Germany was like? Here you go.
Look at the alarming harass. Now film the alarming harass.
Just run along.
The stress
Where's
you've
your
caused
moral
this lady.
fiber?
It's caused 4 people.
Is this what you want for your children?
Emotional because of your actions.
Is that what you want for your children and your grandchildren?
Yeah.
Is that
They're bullies. That's all they are. Bullies.
Ask yourself.
I bet they're prefects at school as well.
As if you are doing your job for what we pay your wages to do.
You want your children growing up in this? Do you want your grandchildren growing up in this? Where it's okay to murder an elderly, it's okay to open a pub, but our elderly are getting locked up. We do not resuscitate, but you can open a pub, but you can kill an elderly. How many young people have committed suicide?
So you are not obliged. You know
Suicide's killing more than, and there's even doctors and professors calling it out.
They don't want to know that. They don't want to know any of that.
I can even show you the evidence of who owns the BBC.
They care about more about money than their children and grandchildren, unfortunately.
Every time we try to keep police officers evidence, they refuse.
Care more about money than their grandchildren and children.
These men should be ashamed one day they will be.
You know, you need to look back at how.
Deserters.
You know what the agenda? I'm going to tell them the agenda is mass vaccination. That is the agenda. Mass vaccinations and depopulation. It's in the Bible. It's called the mark of the beast. And you need to learn, if you've got children, about these vaccinations, and I don't say that lightly. You need to learn what the hell's going on, man.
Mate.
Surely something in your stomach knows it's not right. Surely. You're human. You must know something's not right. You must know. May I show this? No, but it's like, don't be there. Some of them do.
So you're now obstructing someone getting off the bus.
Excuse me, but we can leave this bus at any time. You cannot hold us on this bus. This is an absolute crime. Absolute crime.
I'm trying to get you documents.
How can you stand there and enforce what you are being told?
Swallow pub near London, just outside London. I don't know where it is, if I'm honest. We've just been harassed ever since Fleet Services and bullied, and we've been followed up the motorway, and now they shepherd us into this lay-by with about 50 police officers, and they're stopping us from getting off the coach.
Do not resuscitate on all our elderly, on the COVID bill, on disabled children, and on the COVID bill. And none of you want to read that. Don't even know what it says. That's what they're doing to our elderly. While the pubs can open, our elderly have got do not resuscitate orders on the COVID bill.
You need to question what you're being asked to do. You need to question.
There you go, officer.
They're filming the police, making sure the police are enforcing what they're told to enforce. Take the camera away and the police would become more humane.
That was in 2018. You want to go to... Remember this? Remember this when you look at your grandchildren and your children in the face. Remember what you were doing when your grandchildren ask you what you were doing.
Totally
because
agree.
This is how it started in Germany in 1939, but nobody wants to learn their history.
He's got no emotion, unfortunately.
It's disgusting. There you go, somebody kept. There you go. There you go. Now you'll need to look at it because it's coming to you. Bill Gates forced vaccination depopulation. Where a newspaper somebody kept.
No, he said I can get some more.
So here we go. This is bullying and harassment, which we will be pushing charges on. This is harassment. It's bullying.
Sorry.
They caped us for no reason whatsoever.
Lockdowns are causing more deaths,
Other than suspecting.
and COVID. Right, Professor Bill Torrey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Killed by cancer at 31. Her chemo was paused. Another death, more blood on their hands.
99.6% recovery rate, and you're doing this to your fellow people. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
They don't want to know the facts. They're trying to follow the evidence. Follow the evidence. Unfortunately,
there you go. Ireland's first.
They just follow the media and follow orders now.
Ireland's first concentration camp. This is where it's going.
I don't want. Cigarettes. I put them on there. They come out.
I need a cigarette. It's causing me anxiety.
I'm the same. Surely we can stand outside for 2 minutes.
Berlin, Germany, because they've been here before. They know fascism. Children.
This doesn't seem like you're helping them by making the situation safer.
Lord Sumption. The British people have no idea. That's Lord Sumption.
Sorry? I'm trying to get through to you. I'm frustrated.
Yeah, but when you're not listening,
this is
you
Matt
act like
Hancock, the fourth industrial revolution that actually proves that this was planned. This actually proves that document, and still the police don't want to take the document from us.
If I start getting my tremors, I'm going to be in hospital. I need help.
Bill Gates and Tedros, who by the way are not doctors, who are going to vaccinate your children and your grandchildren.
You're a medically trained doctor now, are you?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, when I start getting my tremors start.
History repeats, and that's what's happening. History repeats.
Okay, we're not ashamed of your actions today. There you go, where's one person?
History repeats there.
It's a disgrace to the police force.
My granddad was a policeman, he'd be absolutely ashamed of you lot. My granddad was a policeman, he'd be ashamed of you lot. Absolutely ashamed of you lot. And I'm not lying, my granddad actually was a policeman.
Like Top Radio, we're on the agenda. We own our own lives and our government. Lord Sumption on the Freedom Pass for Christmas.
The pass that you had the freedom to do what you wanted to do. Step outside, go to a shop. Not stand with social distance. This is the future that you want to bring into us. And you're happy with that. We're not. We're trying to do something about it peacefully, respectfully.
Guys, it's a 99.6% recovery rate. Honestly, check it out. Check it out when you get back.
Evidence. You're trained to look at facts and follow the evidence.
Do you know what? We could have
beg you.
And many times do we email?
We don't want to be doing this. We don't want to be fighting. We want
For the first time in the history
we do demos down in Bournemouth, and we want you guys to help us, not be against us.
mRNA vaccines
We want you guys with us.
directly in the
about what you're
genetic
doing.
material of the patient.
We're not criminals.
Change your genetics.
I made to feel like a criminal for being on a
Robert
bus
F. Kennedy.
in this country, in the UK, 2020. So you get it.
That's who you should be arresting. That's who you should be arresting.
This is about
your Prime Minister.
rights. This is about our rights.
He doesn't give a damn about you either.
I just don't get it. I just do not get it. I don't know what you see, what you don't see.
Report cases pending.
There you go, there's that. What's the name?
They're not your enemies.
And now we've got the regular scientific research that we rely on. The evidence shows the
I think we'll probably be willing to go home if you allow us to go back without giving our details, because if honest, I think most guys have just had enough.
They're not obliged to give their details.
We're not obliged to give our details, but if you allow us to go back, I'm sure everyone would agree to that.
They just want to delay us from going into London. But I will get there one way or the other, by hook or by crook.
You know what? They're in for a rude awakening. What can you do? They're in for a rude awakening.
Citizens of this country.
Sometimes I think people are going to need to learn in life the hard way.
Ensure our safety on the streets.
This is just the start, and I think these guys do realise what's going on, but it's going to take a few more of these incidents for them to realise what they're doing is bad.
If that police camera wasn't here, I think these actions would be different as well.
I agree. There's some good guys in the police. I know there is. We know them down in Dorset Police. There's some good guys.
The attacker
they have to
stand there for BLM. When BLM are there, just stand there. The attacker veterans. But when we've stood in London with doctors from the medical profession, we've been attacked. There's a doctor flew over from Germany to tell the truth. He was arrested in London. But when it's BLM is a Marxist movement, yet you stand there because you are just following orders.
Has anybody got a lighter?
Do you know what they're going to need? Do you know the way it is? They're going to need to learn the hard way. It really is as simple as that, man, when it comes to care families. They want their kids to grow up in this kind of environment. God
This is what we're aiming at now. I'm ashamed of being English. I'm ashamed of this country.
Maybe you need to read a Bible, the Mark of the Beast. Mass vaccinations, the population are already doing their depopulation with all the people suffering, all the suicides.
What happened to them? What happened to those people that were only following orders?
I've lost 5 toes.
History will remember this time.
You know what some of them did?
Now, it will remember this time. It will look back and we will remember all the ones that went against the people.
When
Every
it's the
one of you.
United Nations, police have took their jobs and they'll know what that. You need to learn about the Great Reset. It's in plain sight.
Alright, when that happens,
It's actually in plain sight, that's the thing, it's on the government documents, man.
They don't recognise our rights as human beings. That's what they fail to recognise. That is enshrined in stone.
So on our way up to London, been harassed and bullied by the police the whole way since Fleet Services. They pulled us over for a vehicle check, then it turned into you're breaking COVID regulation rules. Then they gave us a choice of either going back to Bournemouth or carrying on to London. Half of us came to London and half of them went back. They basically followed us all the way from Fleet, bullied and harassed us and pulled us over in a lay-by coming into London, and have basically stopped us from moving.
You know, we're 70-year-olds.
To travel in this country, in 2020, and we've been criminalised.
Do you know what? How much evidence have we got and they don't take it? We tweet the police, don't we? We tweet them with documents and you're only acting on them.
I talk to
we
you.
are tweeting you government documents and you're only acting on them. thing where Sage used the Wikipedia.
So yeah, other buses, it's discrimination. Other buses are allowed to go.
He's going to light the vehicle so he can get some fresh air. How about that as a human being? If you're worried about his health, allowing him some fresh air, allowing all of us some fresh air to step off this vehicle. You're depriving us of our right to stand outside this coach.
Bournemouth Daily Echo, with all due respect and condolences, I received a letter today from the
What is
Royal
going on in
Bournemouth.
this world? What is going on in this country? What is going on? It's unbelievable.
Look, even Top Radio, Top Radio are even on the agenda. Maybe you need to listen to Top Radio, look.
Until they're willing to give up money, they'll never come over to our side. They love money more than they love their grandchildren and children.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately,
fine for them to earn a wage. It's fine for them to earn a wage, but it's
they don't care about what their children and their grandchildren are going to go through when they're older.
We need a police force. We need a police force. We do.
Some of them are great.
Police force.
But Black Lives Matter wanted to fund the police and you stand there. Black Lives Matter wanted to fund the police and you stand there following orders. But any time it's people like us, it's doctors that are arrested. There you go, there's a journalist called something, an honest journalist, that's there.
Look at what you're doing to everyone here. Who is causing the scene here? You or us?
Exactly.
You or us?
Who is breaching the regulations more?
Fucking
You or
disgrace.
us?
Absolute
Just
fucking
emptied and
disgrace.
socially distanced us all
Oh,
down to
Nigel
nothing.
Farage is on it as well.
Unbelievable. It's one rule, isn't it? It's one rule.
Look, Nigel Farage is on it as well. He's calling it up.
Fucking unbelievable.
Question
I mean, you think of all the resources they've wasted here.
We are paying for this, people, by the way. We are paying for this.
How would you feel if,
We
like,
are paying for this.
if a bank got robbed down the road and all you lot were here, and you couldn't get to the bank job because you're all arresting us?
How much is it costing us?
Always follow the money.
I'm not paying my taxes any more to this country until
There's your New
we
World
have got
Order.
leather ones.
Why don't you film that? There's your New World Order. There's your two that are running it.
Yeah.
We pay for this.
We're being held captive, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
He's getting asked about his depopulation agenda. They're doing no bad at the population at the moment.
This is kidnap. This is what it is. It's kidnap.
Six people now who've ended up in tears on this coach because of the presence of our wonderful police force. They have caused alarm, harassment and distress on this coach, and there will be legal repercussions.
There you go, there's a doctor.
Yeah.
Officer, why don't you film that? A doctor telling the
This
truth.
coach needs to supply their collar number.
There's a doctor telling the truth. But you don't hear that, do you?
Or police officer.
Some of you might consider this
Someone just said, yeah.
witness
Most
evidence
ironic
for
thing
any
is
police
their
or any
action because of a
shenanigans.
pandemic, yet they're all happy to be on a coach full of people during a deadly pandemic.
Exactly, creating this social distancing down to zero.
Does that switch ever go off in your head?
There's
ever?
a medical professional.
Does anybody get it yet? They don't.
Why don't you film him, officer? Why don't you film him?
We will not be bullied, officers. We will not be bullied.
There's a medical professional that's
Bully
not involved with
tactics.
Big Pharma.
I'm not going to work. We will eventually win.
God don't do
This is the
losing.
beginning. This is the beginning of the
God
end.
doesn't do losing, man.
We won't allow it. We will not allow it. The people of this country will rise above it when the masses see what is going on. Unfortunately, they are stopping us from waking the masses and showing them exactly what sort of a country we live in now. And it is a disgrace. I am ashamed.
Warning that the coming COVID-19 84 vaccine will put you down. The side effects are so bad, but you must take it twice. Look at them laughing. Look at them laughing.
They'll laugh about it later.
No, look at these two. Does that look like a crisis? Does that look like a crisis?
Well, we shouldn't be asking the right anyway.
No, we shouldn't have
The pandemic's so
There,
deadly.
look, there's Eric
These guys look
Clapton and
terrified.
There's Eric Clapton and Van Morrison. They're on it as well. Look, they're on it as well. Team Corbyn. We are Team Corbyn.
It won't go to Nazi Germany because the people in this country will not allow that to happen. And these fine officers will one day realise what is happening and what they are being asked to do. And it is a crime against humanity. Not this country, worldwide this is going on. Worldwide.
There's another doctor. Why don't you tell him a doctor telling the truth?
Just take your hat off and join us. Come on the coach with us. Let's all go together. Take a stand.
Do you know what? The choice is going to come
We can have a
one
blue
day.
light, we can get there doubly quick. No chance? Like, money's worth more than your freedom. No, nobody's.
These masks have absolutely nothing to do with health, everything to do with complying to a tyrannical agenda.
You've all broken your oath.
There's a doctor calling it out.
Freedom of speech.
You know what? Sometimes in life people need to learn the
Fundamental
hard
human
way,
rights have
don't
been
they?
broken today by the police, who we look up to and respect to show us and guide us what the law should be.
And why don't consent, are they not? And if we don't give our consent,
What are they doing anyway? That's just fucking rude, They know the hospitals are empty. I've been in them. I've got friends that work in the hospitals want to whistle-blow but are too scared of their jobs. I can't even look at them now, do you know that? I can't even look at them because I just don't know where they're going.
Not a trick, but it's not a trick, I don't know. If you were to say, are you M25? If you were to say that match, you just take what? No, I'm not from the north of London. Not from London originally. We're on the M25, but that helps you. Just off the M25.
So once again, we are being harassed and bullied by the police over a virus with a 99.6% recovery rate. And they've come in, they're not allowing us off the coach, they're obstructing us getting off the coach, they've harassed us all the way from fleet services, and they will be charged.
I do have to say that my 81-year-old mother is absolutely revolted by this. She is revolted by this. And in fact, 17 years of age,
Let's just narrow the social distance and limits down a little further. Can we get any more police on board? Can we get any more cops? Come on, there's a bit more room.
I know, well, no, don't, because we've got a deadly pandemic.
There's a bit
no
more.
more.
There's a bit more room if you can squeeze in.
I know, but I know they're so terrified. They're enforcing these rules for the pandemic, and they're so terrified of the pandemic that.
Where's the social distancing? Where is the social distancing? Don't think that mark
Just says you have told you everything you need to know. Yes, we will be suing them. Yes, we will.
With a big boot.
Yeah, Andy, we will. Yeah.
And it's been trodden on and squished into the pavement like that.
Get your officer
So the cast of hot.
Sorry, mate.
I'd like to play the Jonathan something. Yeah, I've seen that. He's telling you should go behaving.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 police officers on board.
So I think we're in breach of something.
Yeah.
Mark?
If you go on to that document, everything's there, and every time you try and get your police officers, you don't take it.
What? You did, right?
You're a big trial. Remember all those
Yeah, but I haven't got Wi-Fi on my phone. We're just on the coach at the moment with 20 officers stopping us from going into the centre of London. So did you have a word with the Home Office?
Well, but it's insanity there, the document there, it's on the government website.
We're on a motorway, we've been stopped at motorway services on the M3 at Fleet, and we were held there for an hour, illegally, which we all respected. We were allowed to go on our way, and we have been basically frog marched off the motorway. We've probably got 15 riot fans. We've got probably 50 policemen.
Yeah, this is intimidation. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riot vans. We have one coach full of people. One coach full of people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riot vans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Actually, there's 15 police officers on this coach. This is intimidation, this is bullying, and we have all the proof for it. Thanks, good night.
You've got the footage. Excellent. Okay, we've got old people in tears, collapsing outside on the bus. They're not allowed to do it.
Are you going to arrest her for getting on the bus?
They are.
She's getting on the bus! She's getting on the bus! Quick!
What, the Mastiff is? Yeah, but they're
No, it's a disgrace, Mark.
Oh, of course.
I'll text you with a link so that you can follow this live. It's all being live streamed.
Yeah.
This is absolutely disgraceful, Mark. It's an absolutely. I'm ashamed to call myself an English citizen of this country. I am appalled. You want to see the absolute tyranny that is going on, Mark. It is shocking.
You know, we've done a thing. We've done a freedom event.
It's disgraceful.
So this is harassment.
This is the UK 2020.
This is harassment. We've got a deadly pandemic going on, and which they're enforcing their rules for, supposedly, and they've got over 15 police officers on a single-decker bus. And they've got the cheek to call us breaking rules. It's fucking ridiculous. This is what we've come to. This is what we fucking come to.
We've got a Freedom of Information Act. You'd think you would be dropping dead.
Hope you know you guys are going viral as well.
Many.
I've had over 1,000 shares on this.
Is that live, is it?
Yeah.
Can we start getting an impression, guys? I know people.
What do they want?
Are they willing to just go home?
Are we free to go home?
We tried to get to London, but they ain't having it.
No.
Are we free to go home?
You know, it's not.
If we're